Many South Floridians live under the rules of homeowners associations, nonprofit organizations that govern neighborhoods.
So what happens when a board member profits from his position? Well, that's what some neighbors are saying and telling investigative reporter Bob Norman is happening in their community, and they are now fighting back in a big way.
You want your community back, you have to show up and vote.
They gathered in the dark of night.
They don't approve, I have to sell to the board.
Rebelling against their homeowners association. You want them out?
Out. All of them out.
So tonight's meeting,
Pembroke Pines Commissioner Iris Seipel heard the complaints and led the meeting at Holly Lake, which is located on the edge of the Everglades.
I will not be shut out or bullied by anyone, and neither should you.
At the center of the storm is this man, Paul Morales, the board's treasurer, who hung back in the shadows that night and whom residents accuse of wrongfully profiting from his position in the nonprofit HOA corporation. When I tried to get answers from Morales, he walked away, and the board president, Ed Batten, tried to block our way.
Please remove the camera.
You can't stop him. This is public property. Residents complained that Morales and a group of his relatives and business associates have bought and sold and rented numerous properties in the neighborhood. You want to talk on camera? Which they say is a conflict of interest, since Morales and the board have the power to screen and reject buyers.
You cannot do one thing with your house according to his bylaws right now without his approval.
Resident Terry Moody.
To acquire when you're on the board, it shouldn't be right.
One example is this property. The previous owner faced liens from the HOA and deeded the property to Holly Lake. Then, last January, Holly Lake deeded the property over to Paul Morales for $11,000. A pretty good deal considering the land alone is assessed at $14,000. Morales quickly sold the home at an unknown price.
How he got his hands on it, I don't know.
Neighbor James Greenaway says that when he complained about Morales, the board began writing him up with a number of code violations that he has largely successfully fought off.
He's trying to intimidate me, yeah. Just shut me down.
He says the board, in violation of the law, refuses to hand over association finances.
Our credit score was just fine. I have no criminal record.
Resident Marianne Palomino says the board tried to block her and her mother from buying their home for no legitimate reason.
He should not even be in the board, because the board members should also be background checked. And I'm sure he was not.
Residents point to this felony case filed against Morales in 2000 alleging fraud and theft in a home sale he brokered, a case that was dropped by prosecutors for unknown reasons. I tried again to question Morales at his office in the Holly Lake clubhouse. Well, I'd like to ask you about the purchase of the property. You can't answer any questions?
Please leave the premises right now. You're not obligated to record here. You're not given permission to record here. You're on private property.
Hopefully Channel 10 can do something about this. I mean, you guys break stories all the time. How about breaking this one open?
Some news to report on this one. Amid the growing controversy, Morales and board president Ed Batten have announced they are not seeking re-election to their positions. New officers will be sworn in this coming Saturday. Bob Norman, Local 10 News.
And while it may seem a clear conflict of interest here, no evidence has surfaced that Morales broke the law. And many residents, however, are calling for a full investigation by law enforcement.